Hello, you're watching Greenfield Community Television. I'm Bella Levavi, the Assistant Director of the station here, and today I'm here with LifePath's Age and Dementia-Friendly Program Director, Jason Maloney. Thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome. It's great to be here.
So today you're here to talk about the Age and Dementia-Friendly Community Grant.
That's right.
So can you tell me what it is?
Sure, I will. And if it's okay, maybe I'll kind of set the stage for what this is all about so people understand how this grant can play into a more age and dementia-friendly Franklin County and kind of what that means.
For sure.
Okay. So as you mentioned, I work for LifePath, and LifePath is a nonprofit organization here in Franklin County that many know about. Our primary role is to help older adults and caregivers and people with disabilities essentially lead better lives. And we do that through many ways, through volunteer programming, through home care, through Meals on Wheels, and a variety of other services and supports for folks. We're actually coming up on 50 years as an active organization in the community doing this work, so we're super excited about that. I think it's worth noting too, just so people understand, that LifePath is the area agency on aging and the aging services access point for Franklin County. That's a little confusing, but what it really means is that we're the agency that's designated to leverage federal and state resources to do this work here in Franklin County in partnership with a bunch of other nonprofits and other organizations. So one thing that's been happening really lately is that we've been thinking about how we can work with the community in a way that goes beyond providing services for older adults into thinking about what a more age-friendly and dementia-friendly Franklin County and North Quabbin could look like. And that's something that we should all be thinking about as we go about our daily lives, whether we own a small business, we work for a human services agency. We're on a block with neighbors, which we all have people around us, and so essentially, there's more and more people globally and locally who are older, who are over 65. Right now, there's about 22% here in Franklin County, and out of that, about 5% of Medicare beneficiaries in our county, in Franklin County, have a diagnosis of dementia. So there's a tremendous need. That number, by the way, puts us about on par with Florida in terms of the older adult population. Yeah, here. So that's great. It's a lot of assets to leverage, and but we want to promote, again, thinking about what a community that's welcoming for older people and sort of promotes health and well-being could look like. And this age and dementia-friendly framework gives us a way to organize that thinking and to move it into action. The funding opportunity I'm going to talk about in a minute is just one way. So yeah, maybe I'll pause there, but that's, I hope, sets a little bit of groundwork for what we're doing.
Really exciting stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it's noticeable everywhere that there are older adults living among us, and yeah, just figuring out ways to make it a more friendly place for everyone is an amazing goal. Yeah, that's what we've been working on. And actually, there's been a lot of activity to date on this project. It started in about 2019 with a comprehensive needs assessment in which LifePath with partners, surveyed about 2,000 older adults and held numerous focus groups and listening sessions. And that all culminated in creating what we call the regional action plan for age-friendly and dementia. So this is something you could go to LifePath's website and find and review yourself. And it lays out a bunch of measures, about 30-something different steps that different communities could consider, or different advocates, whether it's first responders, again, business owners, et cetera, could look at and say, there's something we could probably do. And we know, because of this comprehensive needs assessment, that this is something that the community needs. And so that provides kind of a roadmap for our organization, for me personally in this role, but also for the community. In fact, if people are thinking about getting involved, for example, by putting in a proposal for age and dementia-friendly community grant, that's a document they could look at and see, oh, okay, here's something we could do if they kind of need an idea, but they're not sure
how, or they're not sure that the need is really there, well, this is a way we understand the need to be present.
Awesome. So tell me about the grant specifically.
Sure. So this grant is funded by the Point32 Health Foundation, and it provides one-time awards of up to $3,000 per proposal for age and dementia-friendly work. Now, we've intentionally made this grant both approachable, meaning it does not require sophisticated grant writing skills. It's a 1 to 2 page proposal with a simple budget. So it's relatively easy to do. The review committee is made up of older adults and folks here in the community. It's due February 1st, and it is for an activity that will promote an age and dementia-friendly, perhaps neighborhood community, and something that can be achieved over a 1-year period. Now, examples of that could be maybe if you're a small business, adding, one I heard was arms to chairs, which makes it easier for folks to get up. It could be better lighting. It could be, if you're a council on aging, let's say, maybe you'd want to bring in somebody to help you assess the needs of older adults in your town and come up with some recommendations about next steps. There's a whole variety of things that would fall under potentially fundable projects. And I think I mentioned before, but we'll be doing this year, and then for at least the following 2 years, we'll have funds available to offer in a similar fashion. So I'm really excited about that, really excited to be able to not just talk about why this is important, but be able to support folks in the community in that way as well.
Awesome. Can you talk about the importance of having our businesses be more age and dementia friendly?
Sure. Well, I did mention that 22% of the population is already over 65, and that number is going to increase. Within that, the fastest growing group are those who are 85 and older. So I think if I owned a business, whether it's a donut shop or a pizzeria or a grocery store, I'm thinking about mostly retail, but not limited to that, I'd be thinking about both how I can do right by my community by being responsive to the people who live there, but also these are a lot of your customers more than likely, and so you'd want them to be comfortable, able to navigate the space. If somebody came in who was living with dementia, I would want to make sure that my staff understood how to be welcoming and compassionate with that individual, how to speak with them in a way that works for them. So I think there's a lot of both good business reasons to be savvy and accommodating for older people and people living with dementia, in addition to it just being a good thing for the community overall.
Amazing. And I'm curious if this is kind of like a regular grant that often gets done in other communities, or is this kind of like
yes and no,
revolutionary? Maybe not revolutionary, but yeah.
No. So it does come. So globally, we are an aging population, and this is unprecedented in human history. Some nations like Japan and Italy have a broader portion of their population that's older. Some are a little bit younger. We're somewhere in between. I think it's about 2034 or 2035 that we'll have more people over 65 than under 18. So this is a massive, massive change. And the World Health Organization developed the framework that AARP then adapted, and that we are using again to organize our approach locally. And so one thing that I think sets LifePath apart is that, yes, this does go somewhat beyond the what some area agencies on aging do, which is more just focus on direct service. But this is LifePath's work to again engage the community, think beyond just providing services into organizing change, and in a way that will both help LifePath be able to better help those who really need it, but also kind of advocate within our community for the fact that this is something we all need to be thinking about and we all have the capacity to change. So yeah, that is something I'm very excited about. It's not something you find everywhere, although there are hundreds of communities and counties and such, and states and cities that have the age-friendly designation from AARP. But no, the fact that this work is happening here in this community is special, and it's not happening everywhere, although perhaps it should be.
Cool. Mm-hmm. And I guess I'm curious, you said it's this 2-page proposal. Are people able to meet with someone from LifePath to
Sure.
get assistance to
Absolutely.
write this proposal?
They are. That's what I'm here for. So there's a few ways to get that help. If you are viewing this before January 23rd, we'll be having a session. Excuse me. I'll be hosting a Zoom session there to provide technical assistance and have folks ask their questions, and I'll talk in more detail about what to expect. However, I'm really available anytime by phone or email, or even if you just have look up the phone number for LifePath, all those avenues will get back to me, and I can provide folks with technical assistance or brainstorming ideas and so on and so forth. So we're really trying to make it approachable, and I'm happy to provide that support to individuals or organizations.
And how many grants are you planning to give out?
So if I do the math correctly, we have $15,000 to distribute. So with no more than 3, that would set us up to do a minimum of 5. However, if organizations apply and proposals are awarded at lower amounts, that would provide for more awards to be given to folks. So perhaps in the future we can find more funding. If it was up to me, we'd be giving out millions, but that's what we're doing right now.
Amazing. And do you have to be in Greenfield to qualify, or is it a larger area?
No. It's all Franklin County and North Quabbin wide. We do say that the folks who benefit from your proposal should be, older adults, caregivers in the Franklin County or North Quabbin area. Of course, that includes, 30-something small towns. But if in the event there was an organization that was not Franklin County based, that would be something I think it'd be good to check in with me about. But again, we're trying to be as say yes to as many potential applicants as we can. But this is for age and dementia-friendly Franklin County and North Quabbin, yeah.
So you all did this comprehensive study in 2019, and can you tell me about the progress? Is there goals in 10 years that you're trying to reach? What does that look like? Yeah, well,
the way that action plan is written is on a 4-year time frame, and there are specific metrics for various initiatives that we would like to see move forward. Take, for example, senior tax work-off programs, which are opportunities for older adults to pay off a portion of their property taxes by providing service in their local town. So that's a policy initiative, right? So we would like to see, off the top of my head, I'm not sure I recall particularly, but a specific, maybe it's say 2 of these senior tax work-off programs go per year. So yeah, we have metrics, we have ways of tracking it, and we have sort of specific, often quantifiable goals that we would like to see. It could be new senior housing, could be, for example, the FRTA recently brought on a travel ambassador to help older adults navigate the transportation system, and transportation is a very, very high need for older adults, accessible and equitable transportation. So yeah, we do have a plan. We have a roadmap that provides specific benchmarks of where we'd like to be. It's also a living document, so that as we go through kind of continually assessing the needs of the community, we can make adjustments and find new priorities and hopefully address them together.
Awesome. And I understand you started your new role in September.
Right.
Do you want to talk about the larger things that you're doing as an individual in the organization?
Sure. So this is really it. This is my sole focus, and that's enough because this is, it's a large effort. I get to network with a lot of people. I do kind of have my hands in other pots, or there's other things I'm working with the organization to promote sustainability, to work on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, this and that. So, but this is really my primary job for now, and it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, Thank you so much for focusing on older adults in Franklin County. I think we have a long way to go, and it's very inspiring to see all the work that's going on around here.
Sure. Yeah. If it's okay, I'd like to just mention a couple ways that folks could get involved if they're interested.
Go for it.
Sure. So, I mentioned the proposal, and more information is available on the LifePath website, lifepathma.org, and you would just go to the About Us, and then there's a Doing Business With page, and you find that all right there. But I also just want to mention there's other ways to get involved with LifePath. Volunteering is huge. We have 250 volunteers at LifePath, and we're always looking for more with our Rides for Health program, with Meals on Wheels that we do. There's volunteers that help people with their health insurance, phone pals, where people are connecting over the phone to keep people, connected socially. So that's always great. And if you do go to the Age and Dementia-Friendly webpage on the LifePath website, you can sign up for our newsletter, and I'll be sending out all kinds of information on typically a monthly basis about Age and Dementia-Friendly Franklin County, North Quabbin.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, cool. This was great.